Hey everybody, Wayne Murdoch tagged me for this mainstream comic book tag, and I'm not quite sure I'm the best person to ask a couple of these questions because I don't read a lot of current Marvel or mainstream DC stuff. I think on my pull list I have a couple DC books, but they're not. I mean, I have Fables. You know, I don't. I'm not a Superman guy, but I'm gonna answer these questions anyway. I may cheat on a couple of them, but that's what you get for asking me. Okay, so the first one is favorite ongoing title. That's easy. Saga. It's not DC or Marvel though, but I stopped really buying Marvel books. The last Marvel book that I bought regularly was Uncanny X-Men. So I mean, I haven't really picked up anything after that. I've been buying comics, but a lot of that was just like back issues. I don't really have a favorite ongoing Marvel or DC title that mainstream. But if I had to pick one, it would probably be Fables because that's the only book I get from DC every month. Okay, favorite comic book team. I'm gonna go with the X-Men. Turn this off real quick. There you go. Like the John Byrne, Chris Claremont X-Men. By far my favorite team. When I first got into X-Men, it was the Chris Claremont, Jim Lee stuff, and I thought that was really, really good. And then I just kind of collected the back issues, started collecting the back issues, and this is probably some of my favorite stuff on that run. And I'm a big X-Men fan, but like I said, I stopped reading it after Uncanny. Favorite hero. This was another hard one because I really wanted to say Preacher, but he's not mainstream. So I went with Iceman. He was always my favorite X-Men, which kind of seems weird because he's kind of the lame duck of the group. But I think when these guys got a hold of him, he kind of came into his own. This is Will Spartacio, and I want to say this was Claremont too. Let me open this up real quick to make sure. But in the early issues, he was kind of mousy. I mean, the first couple of issues of X-Men that then turned into Uncanny X-Men. Who did this? Where is it? Yeah, no, this is Simonson, not Claremont. But he was kind of soft-spoken. He was the B team of the X-Men, as you were, or whatever. But yeah, he kind of came into his own on this one. I really enjoyed it. Favorite villain? That's easy. Anybody that's watched my videos knows this. Kraven the Hunter. If you want to know why, read this. I'm still going to do a review on this. Marvel or DC? Marvel or DC? Well, like I said, I don't really read any Marvel books. And last night when I found out I was tagged, my girlfriend's like, well, you have more Marvel books. And I'm like, I'm not sure I have more Marvel books. I mean, I have a lot of Marvel. But I also have The Invisibles. I have Doom Patrol. I have Preacher. I mean, I have a 2 long box run of X-Men, but Shade the Changing Man. I have a bunch of like Vertigo titles, so I guess technically that's DC. And I have more books on my monthly pull list that are from DC, from Marvel. So I guess I'm not actually a Marvel zombie. So I guess I'm going to have to go with DC. Favorite event? I was going to go with Extinction Agenda. This is Genosha. Havoc's kind of like captain of this anti-mutant police force. It's Cameron Hodge. It was pretty good. I think this ran for 7 issues. 9, sorry. Yeah, through X Factor and Uncanny. And then than the New Mutants. This was really, really, really good. There was an awesome... The highlight of this whole thing is they put Archangel and Wolverine in a pit fight. That was pretty cool to see. Gratuitous violence. But like I said, this was what I was going to pick. I'm going to run through these real quick. But look at that. That's awesome. Awesome Jim Lee cover. But instead of going with Extinction Agenda, I went with Acts of Vengeance. And the reason why I liked this was because you have, you know, Bullseye and Daredevil always go at it. And like, everybody has their own villains. You know, X-Men fight Magneto. That kind of thing. But they kind of turned it on its head. Like in this one, it's X-Men and the Mandarin. And I think this is really underrated because we all know who that is. Yeah, this was good. It was an interesting spin. But this Daredevil fighting Ultron. This is an awesome read. You guys should pick that up. Yeah, Acts of Vengeance. And then Mark Miller got a hold of it and did his little spin on this whole Old Man Logan thing. But it was the same kind of thing. Mysterio shows up and Wolverine loses himself and kills the X-Men. That's, you know, it's just a rehash, but that's kind of what he does anyway. Least favorite book? Again, I'm going to have to cheat because out of the monthly books I buy, there's not a Marvel or a DC book that I would call the worst, but out of the ones that I get, it would have to be Sixth Gun, just because this book is so hard for me to find. It's kind of hard to keep up, and I'm trying to get more of them together so I can read it, but having sporadic issues, this doesn't help any. But yeah, this is probably the weakest book I pick up monthly. But all the New 52 stuff, where they just revamped everybody, that kind of upsets me. I'm not a fan of that. If you want to change characters, fine, but it shouldn't be like a arbitrary, let's just wipe the slate clean and disregard everything else. This kind of irks me. Where was I? Least favorite event? That'd probably be the New 52. I mean, I haven't read any of it, but if you have an affinity towards a particular character, and then like the next month they go, hey, this is all going to change now, it's kind of lame. I mean, at least like when they killed Spider-Man, they killed him, you know? Book that I read that most everybody else hates. I cheat again. Fatal. It's amazing. You guys should pick it up. I know I just showed these, but I had them out. I read Fables too. I don't think a lot of people read Fables, and that's a DC book. Favorite comic gel. Alright, stay with me here. Let me get it real quick. And this is a DC book. And it's not the Negative Zone, or... Ooh. I'm just using this as an example. It actually shows up in Preacher number 10. I don't want to take it out of the bag. But yeah, Preacher number 10. If you guys haven't read this, you should check this out too. Get it up on trades. You can usually find these like half, or not half, but on sale. This book's hot, but you can still pick up the trades pretty cheap. But issue 10, they have Jesse Custard gets punished and sent to spend some time in this coffin in the bottom of the lake. And that's probably my favorite gel in comics. This is when the John Wayne character shows up, which is pretty cool. And he kind of loses it for a little bit and then finds himself again, and it's kind of how he came into being who he is later on in the story. So yeah, and it's DC, right? Vertigo, DC. All right, so was that? Yeah, cool. Yeah, so that's what that was. So now I have to tag people. Pretty much everybody's been tagged, but I'm gonna tag Clouded Journey and Count Campbell. So if you guys haven't checked out their channels, and I mean you're watching me, so I'm sure you watch them too, you should definitely do so. But I will leave a link. Thanks for watching, and all you people down south, stay warm. Have a nice day.